Lilith looked just like her father. Enoch picked up Lilith and was so surprised looking at her. She looked like a princess. As he was cuddling Lilith, the soldiers were in shock. Then they all entered the gate and returned to the capital. The emperor's soldiers were happy to see him, but Enoch didn't even greet them. The soldiers were planning to hold a homecoming ceremony for him. But Enoch replied, "Today's journey has been long, and I am worried my daughter might be tired. I'll join you guys later." As they were going back home, Lilith saw lots of people. Enoch asked, "Princess, are you sure you don't want to ride in a carriage? It's a 15-minute walk to the house. Should I carry you?" Lilith replied, "If you keep carrying me, I'll forget how to walk. I'll tell you when my legs start hurting." Lilith thought, "I made a huge mistake that completely erased any chance for the original story to begin. To fix this, we have to follow the original story from now on." Suddenly, all the commoners started greeting Enoch. Lilith was surprised seeing this. She thought, what kind of country is this where people grovel to greet others? There are no human rights. The first thing I have to do is find the other protagonist, Cheshire, and make sure he meets my dad. My dad can't start a revolution in this corrupt empire by himself. He absolutely needs his help, Cheshire is the protagonist who is one of the strongest, with Enoch Rubinstein, in the top-tier class. In the original story, this protagonist lived a life of abuse. By chance, he caught Enoch Rubinstein's eye and was adopted as his son. But their first meeting isn't even mentioned in the novel, so I don't know how they met. And since my dad's daughter is clearly alive, he likely has no interest in Cheshire. I need to artificially arrange their meeting. Suddenly, she saw some people fighting in the corner. Lilith asked her dad to go there. As they reached, they saw two kids troubling a commoner. After seeing Enoch, the kids greeted him. Enoch asked, "What's going on here?" The kid replied, "The commoner failed to greet me." Lilith shouted, "You hit someone because they didn't greet you? You think you can hit people like this just because you are an ability user?" They both thought, "Right, I can." Obviously. Enoch told them to leave. Lilith told her father, "Revolution is really necessary, Dad." She ran toward the boy and held his hand. The boy took his hand back. Lilith said, "Sorry for touching," and left her handkerchief there. As she looked closely, she realized, black hair and red eyes, she was surprised. This kid must be Cheshire. She asked for his name, but without replying, the kid walked away. Enoch told her, "There are a lot of people who don't like nobles," and then they both left. This was the first meeting between the two protagonists. It was described as a chance. Lilith asked, "Can I be friends with commoners?" Enoch replied, "Yes, you can." Lilith told him, "That kid from earlier. I wonder where he went. I was thinking about him. I think I want to be friends with him. I'm curious about whether his injuries were treated, and I also want to talk to him. Can you help me find him?" Enoch replied, "Of course, my princess." Lilith thought, the original storyline is still in effect. Cheshire should be staying at Marquis Onyx's estate now. Just wait, Cheshire. I'll find you. On the other hand, in Marquis Onyx's estate, the father yelled at his son Jonathan, "If we just throw him out carelessly, what will happen if he gets caught in an Imperial ability user check? If they discover he is an ability user, they'll investigate his lineage, and then they'll find out he is my blood. Then not only will I be a man who fathered an illegitimate child, but also threw him out like garbage." Jonathan shouted, "You're not planning to announce his existence to the world, right?" The father said, "That's why we'll lock him up and raise him secretly." Jonathan suggested, "Kill him without anyone knowing." While leaving, the father said, "Don't ever try something like that. I won't interfere with anything else." Jonathan was about to punch him, but the punch suddenly slowed down. Cheshire asked himself, "Does someone like me really have powers? Because I am the child of an ability user. I am so tired. I just want to end this already." After that, Jonathan beat him and walked away. Cheshire thought, dying would be easier, but I'm scared of dying too. Suddenly, he remembered Lilith. He took out her handkerchief and thought, why did I even take this? I just want to die. Jonathan was so frustrated with his life, but Lilith was trying her best to take him out from that palace. After a while, Lilith and Enoch reached their house. Lilith was surprised, it was so big. She was so nervous. She asked her dad, "Don't you feel anxious? It's been 7 years since you've seen your family." Suddenly, all the maids came running toward them. They were all so happy to see him. All the maids were surprised looking at Lilith, how small she was. After a while, they entered the palace. Their maid, Rem, said, "We did hear that the Holy Knight had received an imperial command to bring the little master back, but honestly, none of us, not even the headmaster, had much hope." Enoch replied, "I guess then he will be shocked to see me." Lilith thought, Dad's father. He's the one who exuded an overwhelming presence every time he appeared. His name is Nordic Rubinstein. In the original story, he was incredibly kind to Cheshire. He pretended to be indifferent, but he secretly took care of everything behind the scenes. I hope he is kind to me. Lilith was so nervous at that point. Rem told him, "By the way, Lady Ordia is here as well. She believed you would return. She has been staying with the young master for the past 2 weeks." Lilith thought. I knew Dad had a sister, but she was never mentioned in the original story. So this is my first time hearing her name. Ugh, this is actually happening. As they entered the palace, Lilith was surprised. It was huge, and there were real gold ornaments. They entered their grandfather's room. Ordia was standing there. After seeing him, she was surprised. Enoch smiled and said, "I've returned, father." Lilith was shivering. Nordic stood up. He looked so angry. He asked Enoch, "This is your daughter?" Enoch replied, "She is my little princess." Nordic asked, "You raised her all on your own for 7 years without so much as a single message to let us know if you were alive or dead?" Lilith thought, he must be thinking I kept his son away from him for 7 years. She was about to cry. Suddenly, she said, "Sorry," to him. Enoch asked his father, "Please soften your expression. You are scaring my princess." Nordic said, "Silence." He came close to Lilith and touched her face. Lilith got so happy. She told him, "My name is Lilith, and I'm 7 years old." She hugged him. Nordic told her, "I am your grandfather," and they both smiled. Lilith was getting scared, but the grandfather was much nicer. After a while, Ordia took her to introduce her to her cousins. She said, "I have 2 sons. They are twins. They are a bit mischievous, which worries me, but they are good boys at heart. They always wanted a younger sibling. I am sure they'll really like you. If they're my aunt's sons, then they'll be the aunt races of the ducal family. They are the nephews of Enoch Rubinstein. One of them will become a holy knight, and the other will become a magic swordsman." After looking at them, Lilith realized both of them end up dying. The twins were among the few people that Cheshire, Dad's adopted son, truly opened his heart to. They were the 2 people he treated like real brothers. When they died, Cheshire nearly lost his mind. The twins looked exactly the same. Ordia told the twins. "Leon and Theo, your uncle just came back a little while ago. And this cutie here is your cousin. Her name is Lilith." Theo introduced himself and told her, "Nice to meet you." Lilith thought in the original story, he was the first one to die. Theo had a gentle and caring personality and looked after Cheshire like a true older brother. Theo tragically dies the spring after he was knighted due to a rare congenital disease. I think he's got less than 4 years left. Lilith also introduced herself. Leon was standing behind. He said, "You're too small to be 7. I was way taller when I was 7. Ordia told Lilith, "Though your brothers look exactly alike, their personalities couldn't be more different. Theo is kind and gentle, while Leon is mischievous." Leon backtalked her. She hit him on the head and said, "How many times have I told you that girls won't like you if you act like this? It hasn't even been a few days since you scared Lady Ballerina with that giant spider." Leon replied, "She said she likes spiders, so I brought one for her." Ordia said, "She only said that because she wanted to be your friend, not because she actually likes hairy spiders. What kind of lady would like something like that?" Lilith thought, Leon, who is destined to become a magic swordsman, is very playful. Which often led to him bickering with Cheshire. Of course, it wasn't how he truly felt. No one cared for Cheshire more than Leon. On the battlefield, Leon dies. He steps in front of Cheshire and takes an attack for him when he was ambushed. While thinking this, Lilith was about to cry, but she held herself. She told Leon, "Let's get along really well. We can even catch spiders together." Leon pulled her cheeks, but he did it really hard. That made Lilith cry. "It hurts, but I didn't mean to actually cry. Why did it have to happen?" I was already emotional thinking about the original stories. Theo checked if she was alright. Leon said, "I thought she was cute." At that moment, the maid brought steak. Lilith thought, "I've never learned noble etiquettes," and she was about to cry. But as we know, Lilith is sharp and clever, she would definitely find a way out of this situation. Suddenly, Theo asked, "Why are you not eating?" Leon asked, "Are you already full?" Lilith replied, "It's not like that." Everyone started asking what was the matter. She felt a sudden spotlight on her. She thought, how should I respond? Would it be better to honestly admit that I don't know table manners? Anyway, Grandpa and Auntie both know I have never used these kinds of utensils before. Why isn't Dad here yet? At that moment, Enoch entered. Leon understood that Lilith didn't know any table manners, so he took the whole steak on his fork and started eating. Ordia asked, "Why are you eating so rudely? Your younger sibling is right here." Then Theo cut his steak and gave his plate to Lilith. After seeing this, Lilith realized they were being considerate of her. Grandfather said, "Enough, let's eat," and then they all started eating. Lilith loved the food. Grandfather asked her, "Is it delicious?" Lilith replied, "It's so delicious, Grandpa." After a while, Enoch took Lilith to her room. It was big and there were a lot of toys. Lilith loved her room, she found the bed so soft. Then Enoch told Lilith, "The boy we met earlier, I'll find him right away. I'll locate him soon, then let's meet him and ask whether he needs help." Lilith realized no matter how much her dad tried, it would be hard to find Cheshire. Earlier they crossed paths by chance, that wouldn't happen a second time. According to the original story, he and Dad wouldn't meet again for another 2 years. Now Cheshire was kept hidden and raised in Marquis Onxie's estate. Then I guess I'll have to help out, Lilith thought. Lilith told her father, "Let's go to bed. Don't worry too much, Dad." The next morning, Mr. Rem brought 2 maids who were assigned to take care of her. Their names were Jetty and June. Rem told Lilith, "Jetty and June are the maids who have passed a 50-1 competition to become your personal attendants." Jetty secured this position by winning first place in the tournament of bathwater temperature drawing and making snacks. They were both sisters. June held the record for 45 push-ups, 55 sit-ups, and a 3m standing long jump, ranking first overall. Lilith thought, why would skills like that be necessary for taking care of a 7-year-old? She greeted them. They both picked her up and were surprised to see that she was so small. They found Lilith adorable. Then Rem told Lilith, "I will inform you of the schedule for today. The master has instructed us to start your education from today. Your teacher will arrive at 10 a.m. Lilith thought, this is exactly what I wanted. A little later, during class, the teacher was explaining multiplication with the help of apples. As we know, Lilith knows everything, she's a grown mind in a child's body, so she wasn't surprised. Then the teacher asked Lilith a question, but Leon answered before she could. Lilith was trying to act dumb. The teacher told her, "Don't worry, give it a try. It's okay if you get it wrong." Lilith thought, I don't have time to be doing this right now. I need to find Cheshire as soon as possible. Cheshire became their family's adopted son during fall when he was 13 years old. Based on the age gap, Cheshire should be 11 now. That meant he would have to endure 2 more years of abuse at Marquis Onxie's house. But Lilith thought of finding him sooner. To do that, she first needed to find someone, the future head of the Intelligence Guild, who would become Dad's ally years later. If I can find him early and bring him to my side, rescuing Cheshire would be easy, and everything afterward would go well. But to meet that person, Lilith would have to sneak out, and in the body of a 7-year-old, there were so many restrictions. She was solving a math problem in the study room, she had already memorized the entire 19 times table. While thinking about this, Lilith wrote the table till 19. The teacher was shocked that she solved this without any calculating. Lilith thought, this is bad. How do I get out of this situation? A 7-year-old can't write the 19 times table. But suddenly she thought, maybe this isn't such a bad situation after all. There are always a few kids who are good at mental math. I can just finish the basics and reduce study time so I can help Dad sooner. The teacher was still surprised. How did you do it? Lilith replied, your explanation was so good, it was easy. The teacher said, but I didn't teach you that if 19 apples appear 9 times, it would become 101. The teacher yelled, I believe the princess is a genius. You are a rare talent without a doubt, princess. From now on, I will do my utmost to support your education. Lilith had been trying to escape study time, but she fell into her own trap. I think her plan is going to backfire on her. But let's see what will happen in the future. To watch the next part, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.